Mike with Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing The Dude by Big D Bags. Now, even though this bag has two common materials on there, this bag is still pretty unique. Big D has made some changes to this bag to make it unique in its own little way. So let's go ahead and dive in and break down these bags. We'll start with the slow side. This is a hybrid material. It is the same slow side you find on the Ultra Viper R, Swag Bags Chaos, Reynolds Thunder, Lucky Bags Pro Sniper Elite, Killer Bees Armite, the AR Ripper, the Dragon Bags Power Dragon, and go down the list. There's quite a few bags that use this material. Very popular material. It's a very forgiving material, very player-friendly material. I call it a 5.5 speed. It's between that 5 and 6. Starts out 6. As it kind of breaks down, softens up, it gets closer to maybe a 5.5. It's a very forgiving material. It doesn't have a lot of kick to it. It's a very hole-friendly material. You still have a ton of control, even though it's hole-friendly, you still have a ton of control with this bag for the cuts, rolls, and flops. Wonderful slow side material. So 5.5 speed on the slow side. Fast side, this is that Pro Sniper Viper fast side material. 9 speed, fast, great for pushing, collecting, cleaning up messes. Slides up board in any condition. So look at about a 5.5, 9 speed on these dudes. The template, I'm gonna call it a medium template bag, but it's on the smaller side of medium. I almost want to call it a small template bag, but I don't think it's quite that small. So it's a medium template, but on the smaller side of that. It's got a medium amount of fill. It feels like a little bit like a fuller bag because of the template size. You still have flop here, and that's because these two materials are very loose materials, very pliable. They do stretch, so the bag's going to have some flop to it, even though it's not a real loose, sloppy bag. You still get a nice hand feel with it. Now, I will say the fill in here, it is a mixed fill, but it kind of leans more on the bead side of it. I would almost describe it as a chunky fill. So this is where some players aren't going to like this bag. If you're a type of player who likes that flat disc, you like to grab a bag and you want that nice, smooth, fluid fill in there that you're not going to get that. When you grab this and grip this bag, you're going to feel the beads. The beads kind of feel through. You're going to feel kind of that, like I said, chunky feel to it. However, I love the choice of fill that Big D put in this bag. It gives the bag a ton of movement, a ton of action, so it makes it great for the cuts, rolls, flops. It's also extremely hole friendly. When you get a fill like this, these chunkier, bigger fill, they just don't want to settle. They don't, this flat fill, I talk about all the time, flat fill, especially that flat disc, it'll just settle. When it gets into the hole, it just stops. Once it stops, it just sits there and it doesn't want to keep moving. This big bead fill, these bigger pieces of chunks of fill, when they get up there, they don't want to sit on top. You try to put two balls on top of each other. One always wants to fall off. And so you get up around the hole, the fill is still moving. And as it moves, it just causes that bag to slowly drip and cascade in the hole. It really adds to the hole friendly. I mean, you've got two extremely hole friendly materials. You add this fill in here. This bag is one of the most hole friendliest bags I have thrown. Love the choice of fill that Big D used on here. Also on the template, I'll talk about as well as the corners. I don't always talk about corners a lot. A lot of companies have gone to kind of a standard corner, but Big D uses on this bag here, some of the bags I've reviewed as well, not all their bags, some of their bags, is they use a smaller, more square corner, and they did that for this dude here as well. And what that does is it makes the bag more collectible. So for me, the difference in corners, I want a more smaller, more square corner if I want to play blockers and I want to collect bags. I want more of a bigger, rounder corner if I'm looking to kind of just sneak bags in and run bags in the hole and not really throw blockers. And the reason that is when you have these square corners like this, when you have a bag sitting up there and you throw your bag to collect, as this collect bag is spinning around, the corners grab and they almost hook onto each other and it drags that bag with it. When you have round corners as it comes in, that round corner hits and just kind of pushes it, but doesn't have anything, it doesn't grab a hold of it because they're too smooth surface ground by. But when you got the square corners, they hook. It almost hooks. You kind of grab it, it hooks and grabs and pulls that bag away. So it allows you to put a blocker more aggressively on your opponent's side, knowing that you can come down and you don't have to get a lot of that bag. Just catch that corner and you can spin it and bring it in with you. So I love these smaller, squarer corners, especially on these smaller tips, because a smaller template bag like this, if you put those normal rounded corners, it becomes a really tough bag to collect because it's a small target. It doesn't have a lot to grab hold of. You really got to come more in the middle. So by adding these square corners on this bag, it makes the bag play a little bit bigger out there when you have blockers up there. One, takes up more space on the board. Two, it makes it really easier to collect so you can get more aggressive with it. So I love the choice that they made with the corners. I love the choice that Big D made with the fill. The bag just plays phenomenal with those two options on it. These bags are also ACO stamped, so if you play an ACO event, you can throw the dude. Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about playability. I've already covered quite a bit of it, but these bags are very versatile. One reason why people love this material is the versatility you get with it. So if you want to get up there and just run bags in the hole, you by all means, you can do it with this bag. You can really throw your bags in there. Like I said, it's extremely hole friendly. So you get a bag up just near the hole. It's gonna drip in the hole very easily. If you get a bag for some reason that does hang, because they have this fullness to them, they're pretty easy to just, next bag coming, as a clip it and pull it back in. You don't have to get too crazy aggressive. But if you do have a bag hanging off that side over there, on the opposite side, you can throw a cut shot. You have the ability to cut and bring it and pull it back in. As I mentioned, these bags are great for the shot shaping. This fill in here is very active. So you've got that movement. So very easy for cuts, rolls, flops. You don't have to get really aggressive with the angle of the bag or the front load or back load, whatever. You just, just a slight tilt to the bag and that bag's going to cut across for you. Now, it does mean the bag is probably not the most forgiving. So if you don't throw a flat bag, this bag will have some kick to it. Controllable kick. If you're consistent with your tilt of your bag, you can get away by just adjusting your landing and play that. But just be aware, probably not the most forgiving, but it is better than a lot of these other style bags for those shot shaping abilities. So if you like to play those cuts, rolls, and flops, but you've been looking for this, this Viper R style material to try a bag with, I think this dude's probably the best option you have. I think it does a better job of that shot shaping than any other bag I've thrown with this material on it. And I think a lot of us do with the fill and the fullness that Big D has put in this bag. It's also a bag that you can control and throw blockers up there. You can slow this material down. You can put your blockers on the board. As I mentioned, the collectability, get aggressive, put your blockers more on your opponent's side. Very easy to collect if you need to. And you have the ability, if you miss and throw a little further over, you have the ability to throw a cut. Throw your cut shot, grab it, and pull the bag back in, no problem whatsoever. Fast side's plenty fast to leave a blocker, level 2, level 3 blocker. Fast side, fast enough to push it and ride it all the way up there. You can push through multiple bags this fast side. So the bag really, there's not much this bag doesn't do well. It's a great all-around bag. It excels in the hole friendliness. It excels in the shot shaping. It's a fun bag to throw. It's even good if you're playing against an opponent who throws a dirty style game and they're putting blockers in your way. You've got options in this bag with the cuts, the rolls, the flops to get around their bags, put your bags in the hole, leave their bag there, or to get around them and take hole control and make them really work to get their bags in there. So it's definitely a versatile bag. This is one of those bags that just gives you options. And I talk about all the time about all the different options you have. And I love it when a bag leaves me options. I hate when I get to a point where my opponent can put me in a hole or put me in a corner where I only have one shot, where I have to throw an airmail or I have to back block or do something. With a bag like this, you've got the options with the shot shaping. You've got the options to push through. If you just want to keep the board clean, you affects it plenty fast on the fast side to push it clean up. It's even fast enough on the slow side to push through. So if there's a bag up here, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just go slow side and just push and either try to get push or replace or even follow it through. Last bag, on their last bag, I'll go slick side and then push through and make sure I follow in there. But you've got the options to clean up the board and keep it clean. You've got the options that if you want to leave their blockers there to get around it, you've got the option to throw your blockers and know that wherever they are, you can pretty much go collect them when you need to at the end of that round. So it just gives you a ton of options. It gives you a ton of ways to put bags in the hole. And for me, those are the fun bags to throw because you can strategize. You can play kind of that chess style game and really keep your opponent guessing on what you're going to do. So if it's only something you're looking for, definitely check out these dudes. I think you're going to like them. At least in availability. Big D has a website, bigdbags.com. Link down in the description for you guys. As always, the bags are $80 for a set, and Big D has free shipping. So $80 shipped to you is a great price for an ACO stand bag. It's on the lower end of prices. High quality bag, great price, well worth it. I definitely recommend these dudes to you guys to check out, especially if you've been looking for more of a fuller feeling bag or you like a more active style bag. You like this Viper R style hybrid material, but you're looking for a bag where you can get a little more, do a little more shot shaping with it. That's what these dudes are. Definitely check them out. If you've thrown them, love to hear feedback, what you like, what you don't like. Drop a comment down below. Always love hearing you guys' opinions. I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.